So, Brad, I know you've done a lot of media buying online. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah. Over the last couple of years, my company's done a lot of experimentation in media buying, and we've burned through a lot of cash. And I probably know a lot more about what not to do than what to do.
Okay.
But for our clients, most of which want the most bang for the buck, there's been a few cases where we've had companies that are just willing to blow money on just about any kind of branding. But
Okay.
for a company that wants to get the most bang for their buck, we found that the best money spent on ads is on Facebook. Facebook ads is one of the few platforms left that allows you an amazing amount of branding. And what I mean by that is when you buy traffic from Google AdWords, you're only getting that text placement of your ad. And a lot of the time, you don't really get a chance to put your name in it because the ad has to be so captivating that you need to capture that click. That putting your name in it actually devalues your click-through rate.
Okay.
The difference on Facebook is that Google is a portal. Google is a site that we go to leave. We literally want a one-step process. I want to enter a search, land on a page, and leave Google. Whereas Facebook is more about retaining people. So on Facebook, someone will visit dozens of pages on that website, and they may never click an ad. And so the great thing is that the Facebook ads platform allows you to generate a ridiculous amount of branding for very little money for yourself. So you can put an ad on Facebook ads that has your domain name in it, that has your phone number in it. All these things that would be counterintuitive in a Google ad will work really well on Facebook. And Facebook, if you're buying traffic on a CPM basis from Facebook, they don't even care if you do that. They'll allow you to get away with that. So on average, I think that the numbers for us has been, one person in every 1,000 will click on the ad, which means you're getting 999 eyeball impressions of your ad for free.
Okay, so I know there's pay-per-click and I know there's impressions on Facebook. Which one do you recommend, or what's your experiments told us?
For the longest time, we were purchasing on a CPC, cost per click basis, and the average price was anywhere from 50 to 80 cents per unique click that we generated on Facebook. Okay. And I recently went to the Affiliate Summit in Vegas, and there was a Facebook ads panel there, and all of the big advertisers that work with Facebook agreed that CPM, which is, for those of you who don't know what CPM means, it's cost per mil. Basically, every time your ad is seen 1,000 times, you pay a fee.
Okay.
And on Facebook, that could be anywhere from 12 cents to 50 cents per 1,000 impressions. Okay. So if you're getting one click per 1,000 impressions and you're paying 25 cents, then your price is a lot lower per click than if you're paying, say, 75 cents per click.
Okay, so you definitely recommend, you've experimented with it, you definitely recommend to do it by impressions?
CPM, cost per mil impressions, is definitely more, is cheaper in the long run, yes.
All right. Have you experimented with any other ways of marketing on Facebook?
No, for us, it's all been paid advertising. We've done some work with Facebook groups and some work with Facebook fan pages, but for the most part, the real money that we've made came from Facebook ads.
Well, that's pretty cool. Now, with Facebook ads, let me ask you a question here. I know that you can narrow down onto certain topics, or that. How does that work?
Well, they have a platform that you log into, and it allows you to hard target who you want to see your ads. So you can literally, just like when you sign up for Facebook and it asks you how old you are, what your hometown is, what your occupation is, what your hobbies are, all those other things. The advertisers they don't see all your information, but what they're able to do is they're able to target you. So for instance, on my Facebook, one of my hobbies that I've mentioned is yoga. Okay. And so I get a lot of ads for yoga videos, meditation products, things that fall into that niche, because marketers know if I've put yoga into my keywords as a hobby, they know that those specific products will probably sell better to me. Another good example is my assistant Megan lists herself on Facebook as engaged. And so a lot of the ads that she sees are for wedding photographers, wedding planners, events, locations for them to hold their wedding. All these wedding-related ads are being displayed to her because they're targeting her as engaged.
That's pretty cool. So a couple examples of this would be that real estate agents can target a certain city, right? Or a local business can target a certain city, and people are seeing it over and over and over again. So now your name is basically in their mind.
Yeah, and we've done that ourselves with local clients. Like a really good friend of mine owns a day spa in my small town, and I basically do her internet marketing in exchange for spa treatments. But she was having trouble selling gift certificates, and this actually worked out really well for her. She came to me in November and she said, gift certificate sales are way down from last year. What am I going to do? we put a Facebook ads campaign together, and I'll never forget it because she came to me in January a little bit scared because we generated a lot of business for her. She said tons of customers were coming in, buying gift certificates. I saw your ad on Facebook, and so she came to me, and I could see the look in her eye because she was like, "Where's the Facebook bill?" And I went onto Facebook and I logged in, and she had spent $44 in total on traffic, and it generated a ton of business for her. It turned around her business, or it turned around her gift certificate sales that year. Wow. So, because she was a local business, the key here is that when you're in a small town, especially if you're advertising your business, everyone knows who you are already. If you have she has a corner building. She's a big company in our small town. Everybody knows the name, the Body Bar. And so when her ads were all over Facebook, people didn't have to click even. They just knew the Body Bar was selling gift certificates, and they'd show up the next time they were driving by. They just pull in and buy a gift certificate.
That's very interesting. One more question let me ask you. I know the approval process is a little bit tricky at Facebook.
Yeah.
And so can you tell us a little bit about that? Give any tips you can on the approval process?
Yeah. A point of frustration for us has always been the approval process. Facebook has a really stringent approval process because they want to ensure the best user experience for their users, which is more than fair. In many cases, they don't want you promoting affiliate products. In many cases, they don't want you promoting anything that's diet or health related. And in many cases, they don't want you taking them to a page that's got like a pop-up window or you know how a lot of marketers now use these call to action when you exit. There's a little window that pops up and says, "Are you really sure you want to leave?" or something like that. They won't accept any of that kind of stuff. But what I have found, one of the things I've also discovered is that if you're promoting something on Facebook that has an opt-in box or has some type of registration, you will need to write into your ad, register for your free whatever it is. If you just say, free download of a video game, and you don't say register for your free download, they'll kick your ad back because there's a registration step that you didn't spell out. So, and what's good about that is that will actually lower your clicks, but will increase your quality of traffic because people know that when they get to your page, you're going to have to fill out a registration form. So there's some little tricks like that. I always say that whatever you're doing on Facebook, it's always better to be upfront and to spell out to the end user what they're going to have to do when they get to your page. Usually that gets you through the approval process, but it also improves your traffic quality.
Yeah, you want targeted traffic. No matter what the traffic source you want traffic targeted. Do they have a problem with you putting your website name or anything right on your actual picture?
No.
Phone number?
No, as long as the domain is yours and the product that's being promoted on that domain belongs to you, they don't have a problem with that.
So what you could do for impressions, and just to get that on clicks, is you could put your domain name, your phone number, and all that if you're a local person right on there, and you'd actually be paying less money.
Absolutely.
And getting more results.
And a local business could even just say, drop by and visit us or something like that in the ad. The call to action doesn't have to be click. The call to action could be call us or drop in or one of those other things.
So that's pretty cool. You're advertising for free pretty much, and people are seeing it over and over again.
It's about as close to free as it gets.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Brad, for explaining this on Facebook advertisement.
You're welcome.